Somewhere in America sits a town where officials evacuated everyone without explaining anything to anybody. The roads got completely blocked off. Homes were abandoned and left behind. It's still mysteriously called Helltown on maps. America has postcard towns, right? Tree-lined streets, nice diners, Independence July parades. But there's another side of the map, one with absolutely no vacation pictures. These aren't fake haunted attractions with bad tours. They're legitimately real, unsettling places. Locals seriously warn not to visit after dark. Some are slowly dying away. Some are deeply cursed. We're exploring 10 remote communities you've probably never heard of before. A town where people simply vanished without trace. Another with underground fire burning continuously for 60 years. Another where basically everyone lives in just one building. Subscribe today to avoid these cursed locations. Let's go explore. Number 10, Moonville, Ohio. The tunnel frozen in time forever. Ohio contains a mysterious tunnel where no trains travel anymore. Visitors describe witnessing a swinging lantern glowing in darkness from someone who perished many generations ago. Moonville isn't really a town anymore, more like leftover memories. Hidden deep in southeastern Ohio beyond Zalaleski State Forest completely. This former mining settlement from the 1800s has totally vanished. What remains there today? One tunnel from the old railroad system. Plenty of scary tales that would make horror authors genuinely jealous. Getting into Moonville requires absolutely no paved roads anywhere. Visitors must hike through thick woods past crumbled stone foundations and weathered graveyards everywhere. The atmosphere definitely feels like something's watching you. That tunnel's all that's left from the Marietta and Cincinnati rail system. No trains passed through since 1988 officially. Ghost encounters reportedly still follow some sort of schedule. People mention the famous lantern ghost regularly, a train conductor supposedly decapitated by the tracks years ago. Guests spotted a bright light moving through the tunnel before disappearing. Paranormal enthusiasts find it absolutely fascinating. Regular people, significantly less so. Moonville doesn't appear on regular maps. Nobody lived there after 1947. Visitors describe freezing temperatures, shadowy shapes. Strangely, train whistles from nowhere. No internet signal. What happens here is isolation, mixed with old history that refuses dying. Moonville doesn't seem creepy from what's physically there. It's creepy from what's completely absent. Zero cell towers, zero nearby people, zero backup plans. Only earth, haze, and the sensation that something missed the memo. It's finished. If ghostly tunnels sound appealing with poisonous snakes, and GPS maps that look like kids' drawings, congratulations. That's exactly Moonville's audience. Me, personally, I like towns with restaurants, not forgotten mining tunnels. If Moonville seemed weird, hang tight for the next town, the one that sealed itself inside one structure. Number 9, Picher, Oklahoma. Promises that turned deeply poisonous. Oklahoma has a dangerous town where terrain is continuously sinking, groundwater got seriously contaminated permanently. Bureaucrats gave inhabitants substantial cash to leave immediately. Imagine Oklahoma thriving formerly in past times. Big mining operations, serious money, patriotic signs everywhere, decent schools, stable, good jobs. Skip ahead to current day, and it resembles a complete post-apocalyptic zone. Vacant, abandoned buildings, numerous caution signs posted, gigantic piles of poisoned mining material named chat piles throughout. They contain very dangerous heavy metals and poison substances. From 1927 to 1967, Picher produced over half of all lead. This lead went directly into World War II ammunition. Except there's a significant issue. Mining operations left a complex labyrinth of tunnels under absolutely everything, making the Earth extremely unstable now. The air contains substantial lead dust particles. Children living there show concerning amounts of serious contamination. Government scientists rated it America's most poison dangerous town. 34% of kids tested had dangerous lead accumulation. The Earth actively swallows buildings without any warning. Nobody lives there currently anyway. It's officially declared uninhabitable and dangerous. Federal intervention occurred with substantial money to relocate during the 2000s. Majority abandoned the place. An intense tornado demolished the remainder in 2008. The town essentially got completely erased. Picher feels permanently gone. When natural disasters strike towns and authorities say don't bother recovering, that's seriously bad. Imagine your yard being toxic rubble. Your phone still tries directing you down dead-end streets. One internet review says, cool abandoned area with radiation detector. You exit your residence. Silence everywhere. Wind picks up particles. These are poisonous metal dust. Your pet attempts digging and vanishes into ground. Welcome to Picher. Living adjacent to a haunted graveyard or above a dangerous chemical zone? Number 8, Centralia, Pennsylvania, the eternally burning town forever. Imagine your childhood home ignited in 1962 and never ever stopped burning continuously. Not the buildings, the dirt beneath absolutely everything. Centralia previously resembled a typical mid-20th century Pennsylvania coal community. Dedicated residents, multiple churches, neighborhood businesses, football nights, until complete self-destruction from discrimination and lawlessness. Someone started a trash fire in an old abandoned pit. The flames reached a massive underground coal deposit and just keeps burning constantly. Over 6 decades later, officials attempted extinguishing it completely. Unsuccessful attempts followed one after another. Eventually, they gave up entirely and paid people to leave. Residents gradually relocated slowly. Government erased its postal code. Some inhabitants remained anyway there. Their structures still exist, twisted, warped, haunting people. Pale smoke constantly rises from roads everywhere. Like a cursed Halloween scene, the warmth keeps changing. Breathable air became toxic. That subterranean fire ignited in 1962. The blaze impacts roughly 400 acres. It's getting bigger. Occupancy plummeted from above 1,000 down to basically nobody. House prices basically non-existent. Will compensate you for leaving. Air conditions hover between vapor shop and dark fantasy. Zero snow removal annually. Underground heat manages it. How would insurance handle Centralia? Can I get fire coverage? Indeed, ongoing. Over 6 decades? Absolutely. Is it inside the residence? No. Beneath it. Your kitchen radiating warmth. Except from burning earth, not electric stoves. Waking up, taking your canine outside on a misty dawn. Except mist equals dangerous gas seeping from ground cracks. You recognize standing on an enormous collapse danger zone. Not supernatural, yet unwelcoming. Versus Moonville's contained ghosts. Centralia contains non-stop exorcism. That underground fire might continue another quarter millennium. That's factual. The location disappeared, though the fire remains. Number 7, Dudleytown, Connecticut. The place of hushed voices. Why Dudleytown doesn't appear in navigation. Absolutely not a software glitch. It's an alert. The legend, the mist, the aftermath. Dudleytown, Connecticut shouldn't exist, yet technically it doesn't. No markers, no records, no address codes, just a name mentioned between campfires. The Dudley clan established it mid-1700s. The settlement experienced continuous tragedy. Deaths, insanity, failed harvests, disappearances. Death here wasn't tranquil. Inhabitants mentally deteriorated. Then the settlement itself deteriorated. Around 1900, complete evacuation occurred, not just typical relocation. Vegetation took over buildings. Nothing disturbed the quiet. Nobody rebuilt. Officials blocked entry permanently. Trespassers still receive warnings. Dudleytown exacts payment. Paranormal researchers encountered non-functional equipment, missing hours, intense physical discomfort. The woodland produces unsettling sound, like something recalling communication. A female visitor fled urgently. She claimed something invaded her consciousness. Connecticut Forum Post mentioned visiting accidentally. Navigation malfunctioned, devices failed. Only breeze, except no breeze existed. This location has 0 structures, 0 occupants. Reputation for mental deterioration, but taxes are minimal. The land name is Dark Entry Forest. That's genuinely the land designation, like an unused Harry Potter incantation. When you name something ominously, don't be shocked when people assume it's haunted. Envision hiking through dense woodland. Nothing visible. No activity. Animals are unusually silent. Phones powered down. You swear you've walked past that tree before. Then you realize your friend stopped speaking. You turn around. They're gone. Nothing but forest and emptiness. In Florida, alligators appear in yards. In Dudleytown, you get dread. Would you pass a night without devices? No light? No exit route until sunrise? Drop your scary movie reactions in comments. Dudleytown may feel terminal, yet the following location began disturbing and escalated continuously. Number 6, Whittier, Alaska. Interior existence permanently. One Alaskan town contains basically everybody in one residence. Not figurative, no religious organization, just real estate meets survival nightmare. Meet Whittier, Alaska. The building residence. About 275 inhabitants. Sole option, the Bagach Towers. 16-floor mid-century military construction. Functions as residences, offices, learning institutions, retail, departments, centers, facilities. Completed 1956 as Armed Forces Base. This isolated structure comprises the whole settlement. Exit the building, encounter harsh Alaskan terrain, stay inside, become entangled in community drama. Winter temperature minus 15 degrees Celsius. Yearly snow exceeds 250 centimeters. Monthly rent $600 to $900. Inexpensive until psychiatric care gets included. Jobs include dock labor, administration, building maintenance. Underground passageway provides single access. Closes each night. Safety stats remain low since nobody can flee. 0 violations since escape routes shut at evening. Living in sealed chambers seems practical. Never removing ice from windows. Walking to class through passages. Your neighbor's dinner becomes everyone's dinner. Nowhere to avoid awkward conversations. You cohabitate with your administrator, former partners, mail person. Imagine purchasing food via delivery. Meals navigate through mountain passages, then shut for evening. Your seafood arrived frozen from glacier. Every structure connects through underground corridors. Resembles a nightmare game. Standing up, grabbing necessities. Walking hallways for correspondence, provisions. Never experiencing outdoor weather. Sounds comfortable, except walls are paper thin. Your upstairs neighbor plays Frozen constantly. That's Stockholm Syndrome, with enhanced climate systems. In Los Angeles, neighbors ignore you. In Whittier, they hear you eating. Would you occupy this town where everything happens in one structure, or break out on day 2? Number 5, Fallsville, Ohio. When prosperity evaporates. Falls represents a settlement abandoned before it functioned. This settlement abandoned itself faster than anticipated. Falls, Ohio, qualifies as ghost settlement. But unlike locations where people inhabited, Fallsville never really formed. Founded early 1800s. Marketed with American pioneer confidence, rapids for electricity, mineral wealth, manufacturing, yet absolutely nothing developed. 0 railroad connections, 0 funding. By 1890, forgotten. Currently basically woodland near empty riverbed, deteriorating foundations, strange foundation remnants, uncomfortable sensation locals avoid after dark, message board account from a visitor. I entered the terrain. Sensed being somewhere prohibited. Plants seemed to observe me. I departed within quarter hour. Occupants currently completely absent. Wildlife existing. Humans absent. Safety measurements mathematically zero. Falls skipped the settlement phase. Going immediately to cursed woodland. Ohio has locations facing floods, weather, hardship. Falls basically surrendered. That waterfall extends 20 meters. Initially soothing beside a motionless waterway. Route labeled Mortality Gap. Really inconspicuous. Following a route where signal dies. Spotting underground chamber underneath moss. Warmth decreases. Observing nothing clearly. Yet something identifies you, attempting to move forward. Behind you, terrain feels unfamiliar. In sunshine destinations, hurricanes. In Fallsville, mysterious disappearances. Number 4, Nome, Alaska. Vanishing community where people disappear. When exactly do missing cases become genuinely systematic patterns? Nome, Alaska might supply the actual solution here. Spoiler alert, it's very disagreeable. The boundary of complete isolation, literally true. Nome sits directly on Bering Sea perimeter edge, isolated, icy, excessively quiet everywhere. No transportation infrastructure exists. No connecting roads anywhere. Reaching Nome means air transportation or dog sledding exclusively. However, that's not particularly unsettling. Starting 1960, numerous inhabitants disappeared, specifically indigenous populations, completely vanished without trace. Nothing left behind, zero evidence whatsoever. Federal investigations, general hypothesizing, theories, even cinema production, fourth kind, attempted clarification, freezing weather, excessive drinking, extraterrestrial contact possibilities, possible killers targeting people. Multiple possibilities exist. Nome's data. Low temperature, -10 Celsius. Occupants approximately 3,600. Cost for living 62% exceeding national. Jobs include ore extraction, seafood, employment, 24 unresolved disappearances. Certain places lose power. Nome loses individuals. Nome transcends geographically distant. Encompassed by permafrost, consuming everything. Searching unsuccessful. Reception inconsistent. Residents claim, when exploring, compose a message. Notify authorities if individuals fail returning. 3 drinking establishments. Hospital. 0 franchises. Your ride consists of snow vehicle. Your former partner operates it. Stepping outdoors. Observing distance for kilometers. Frozen ground, crystalline ice dimly. Soundlessness, crunching footsteps. Isolation persists. Nobody nearby. Yet surveillance develops. Darkness arrives. In casinos, outcomes remain confidential. In Nome, disappearances become permanent. Number 3, Cairo, Illinois. Municipal self-annihilation. Cairo, Illinois isn't plagued by ghosts. It's haunted by conclusions. Location constructed for prominence, now deteriorating. Cairo exists where Mississippi and Ohio intersect. Geography should have guaranteed financial achievement. Instead, contemporary wasteland. Crumbling buildings, sealed windows, inhabitants fewer than academies. Previously, Little Chicago, prosperity, activity, futures, until self-destruction from discrimination, graft. Civil rights era 1960s impacted severely. Response wasn't adjustment. Leadership absconded. Companies relocated, occupants followed, shells remain. Cairo statistics. Early 20th, roughly 15,000. 2023, approximately 1,700. Work availability 3 times below normal. Property valuation approximately $33,000. Settlement where economy collapsed. Structures awaited permission. Neighborhoods abandoned. Housing demolished. Absent theaters, retailers. Something still observes. Narratives buried persist. Cairo embodies settings where occupants feel superfluous. Picture approaching lane with impressive buildings. Darkness through windows. Deteriorating porches. Individual footsteps only. Animals indifferent. In certain places, progression accelerates. In Cairo, movement halted. Number 2, Helltown, Ohio. Expulsion without answers. How does removing settlement transpire overnight? Without explaining? Meet Helltown, Ohio. Population? Nothing. Doubt? Elevated. That title is legitimate. Helltown represents empty Boston Township sections, Ohio. 1974 authorities showed up, obtained properties, expelled inhabitants, claimed necessity for recreation expansion, except inaccurate. Properties remained empty, barriers blocked passages, alerts deterred visitors. Hypothesizing multiplied. Satanic clubs, creatures, research, leakage, exceeds social platform rumors. Helltown contains zero demographic information. Safety incidents mathematically nothing. Lease rates irrelevant. Overnight accommodations cost $400. Inadequate sleep expected. Original structures demolished mid-2000s. Suspicion remains vibrant. Website feedback mentioned breaking inside. Woodlands stayed peaceful. Noises originated from structure. Deterrence guaranteed. Why designate Helltown? Subsequently bewildered when tales emerge. What justified concealment? Clearing land for greenery? Simply execute the plan. Cease manufacturing scenarios. Dead bus folklore exists locally. Navigating damaged passage. Everything sealed. Vegetation encroaches. Motion paused. Reception vanishes. Construction looms. Shadow and emptiness. Post-sunset visits were cautioned. Helltown constructed recommendations. This community contains inhabitants fewer than chess clubs, yet generates phenomena. Number 1, Monowi, Nebraska. Singular resident existing. Not exactly ghost settlement. Settlement composed of ghosts. Monowi maximized isolation to minimum. Genuinely. America's singular solo resident municipality. 100% turnout. Single electorate participant. Monowi, Nebraska transcends being littlest settlement. Only incorporated location containing singular inhabitants. That inhabitant. Elsie Ear. Administrator, tavern proprietor. Information specialist, director, only independent taxpayer. Not particularly creepy traditionally. No glowing creatures, cursed extraction, merely eerie desolation. Quietness, amplifying psychology. Lifestyle specifics, solo occupant, literally. 0% transgression, barring secret criminal pursuits. Shelter complimentary for Elsie. Occupational marketplace, entirely singular. Single applicant also, Elsie. Satisfaction measurements. Introverted temperament equals sanctuary. Otherwise structured development. Like gaming experience. Interactive, permissive. Acknowledge factually. Circumstance appears fabricated. During diner conversation, settlement counting singular resident, absent clients. Administrator managing nothing. I barely manage conversation communities. Meanwhile, Elsie directs complete administration during free moments. Imagine this. You move toward exterior. Complete stillness. Breeze moves harvested fields. Direction toward beverage service. Attendant grins. It's yourself. You overlooked occupational responsibilities. Zero congestion. Zero waiting. Essentially soundless. Uncomfortable quietness. Making battery drop from anxiety. Appreciate this content. Understanding communities threatening continuity. Via administrator unconsciousness. Subscribe because singular resident maintains governance. Shows your existence lacks justification. Press subscribe. Warning regarding communal disorder. It's site where self-reference judged me. Hence, Monowi. Single occupant, zero complications. Absolutely bizarre sensation. Nowhere combines individual sovereignty. Wouldn't represent boasting. It's procedure. Truly, this represents the only location ever created, where individual governance isn't arrogance or pride. It's simply pure administrative necessity. Monowi exists alone completely,